Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing. Getting ready to get started. Sorry, y'all. I did this little wrong. I'm trying to follow YouTube's new thing of using their streaming service. We're about to get the show started. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the battle? Let's see. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beat, I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
All right, for our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man is.
The original man is the Aziatic Black Man. He's the maker. He's the cream of my earth. He's father of civilization and God of this universe, Sharif. And there's only one God.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy. It's your boy BVO Boxing coming to you live and direct. Got my man Sharif One in the house, man. Future champion at 168, man. You know, this brother like to beat people to death, man. So you gotta watch this guy, man. Look like a nice guy, but I see he like to hurt people, man. So how you been doing, man?
Yo, I'm doing good. Alhamdulillah. Yo, it's mad people trying to watch the link right now. How they gonna get on this joint?
I can send a link to your phone real quick so they can see.
Yeah. Send it to me.
Oh, I got you. 1 second. Hold on. One of y'all drop it in the chat for me real quick because I can't see how to do it other than hold on.
I drop it in there.
All right, cool. That's why I send it to us.
Can you do that on your phone, or you have to have a computer to do that?
Hold on 1 second. But while we get that going, man, I'm gonna start it off, man. How's everything been going your way, man?
Man, honestly, it's been going real good. Like, I just had a fight, SBC joint in New York City. It's like this big boxing show, like to promote us. You know, came off a good victory, and I think it's time for me to, you know, go to the next level for her.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I seen a little bit of that fight, man. You was in there trying to punish the guy, man. What was that about?
Nah. So originally, Mark Chaparro, I think he's a really good dude. He just went out in nationals after fighting me. He came runner up number 2. That nationals that they had with the Junior Olympic dream too. But like when we had a face off, because you know New York City boxing is getting big out here. So it's a lot of like face off. They're trying to treat it like the pros so that we could get more recognition. So he was in there like, yo, you better not be grabbing, like basically talking mad smack, you know? So I'm like, yo, when I see you, just know we coming in there to handle business. So, you know, all my friends was like, yo, like, he could bend so I'm like, all right, first round, caught the knockdown, feel me? Then second round, I was like, yo, I want to go to war. Like, I want to show people, like, boxing is easy to me. But if I need to stand there, I'm with whatever, you know? So, but good opponent, you know, not trying to talk smack, but it is what it is.
Hey,
Nah,
you
talk
definitely a
your
humble
ish.
you definitely a humble beast, man, because you beat that dude to death, bro. I don't know what you talking about.
Hey, BBO, I sent the link to your phone so you can send it to him.
Thank you, sir. I just say that, man. And I noticed that you got a mean streak. Where does that come from, man? I noticed you like to really hurt people, man. Where does that come from, man? You seem like such a nice guy.
Nah, you know, like I feel like I don't know if you ever heard Terrence Crawford talk about it. It's like a switch. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it, but everything be good, and then when I get in that moment, I just know that I gotta turn that switch on because ideally, like we're gladiators, we're modern day gladiators. Like that man across from you in that ring, he gotta feed his family too. Even though we're not getting paid, like this is where like there's our credibility. So in my mind, I know he trying to hurt me. So I just gotta do worse than he trying to do. So to me, it's just about, and then I want people to really see my skills. Like I want people to see me and be like, damn, like this nigga could box his ass off, you know?
Yeah, and I definitely think the good thing is, and I always say this, man, it's good that you're entertaining because don't nobody spend their money, man, to watch you run, man. So I don't think you
And
ain't
that,
got to worry about that.
and that's how I feel. Like for me, boxing, like it's cool to like move around a lot, you know, but I don't know. I like the it satisfies me to know that I'm right in front of you and you can't touch me, or like you right in front of me and I'm just blocking, uppercutting, like hooking off, and then that shit like that really demotivate a person when you right in front of them and you really like just whooping their ass. So you
Yeah,
know,
now that being said, that is definitely a good skill to have. But do you have the? I'm just asking. I know what your answer is going to be, but I want you to answer for the fans. Do you have the footwork to where if you can't get out of the way, would you be able to get out of the way?
oh yeah, definitely. Uh, here's the reason why I say that, and I'm sparring. I want to give a shout out to one of my mans that I'm sparring right now, Jacob Stiletto. I'm in his camp right now, getting him ready. He fights on like the Boxing Insiders right now, building up his record. But
Hmm.
like he's bigger than me, you know. Right now I'm fighting 154. I plan on going pro 147, and like he walk around like 175, and he fighting 160. And anytime I get off the ropes, I already know how to maneuver. Like once I feel like you hit me twice, I'm already out of there. I'm already taking it back to the center of the ring. You know, I'm already knowing how to like move you to the left, move you to the right, like set you up. So I feel like all of that come from literally your footwork, you know. So yeah, footwork is that's like the easiest thing for me in my opinion.
So when I hear you say you're going to 47, how?
Bro, honestly, it's my genetics, bro. I gotta think. I gotta think a lot, but secondly, I gotta think my parents. Like, yo, real talk. If you meet my
Hmm.
mom used to have me in the gym. Wallahi, but like she used to have me in the gym when I was like 10 years old,
Hmm.
right? But like my mom sweat crazy, like
Hmm.
like she'd be walking outside and then she'll be soaked up. My dad, when he in the gym, he sweat crazy. So I feel like for me, cutting weight is like second nature. Like it's too easy for me. So
I got a question from one of the people that's watching. Where in the Bronx do you train at?
all right, so I actually don't train in the Bronx. I used to. Shout out to my old gym, Maestro. That was where Eddie Gomez used to train there too. Uh, he lost to Speedy. But I moved to Mendez now on 125th Street in Harlem, and that gym showed me nothing but love. Shout out to Mendez. They got multiple gyms too. I think they got one in Cali too, or I don't know if it's Florida, but shout
Hmm.
out to Mendez. Like they promote me very well as an amateur. They come to my fights with crowds. They have endless connection with Top Ranks and all these other promoting companies. And I'm grateful. Shout out to Mendez for real. 125th Street, Harlem.
Yeah, so I ask you this, man. So being in Harlem now, and I know you grew up overseas as well. But let me
Mhm.
ask you this: what is it like seeing New York change so much with the gentrification, man? That's something I
Uh,
always want to know from somebody just a little younger than me. What you think about it?
yo, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I kind of fuck with the gentrification. Like, I yo, y'all gonna say like I'm wrong for saying this, but it's like New York is no place to raise a kid, in my opinion. Like the craziest shit happen here. Like you watching people getting shot in front of you. You watching like
And don't say
burglaries.
that's word, bro. Don't say that's word.
Oh, I'm sorry. You seeing so much stuff happen. Like, and then it's just like with the gentrification, it gives like the young kids things to look forward to, or like see how you could be in a better environment. And also, I feel like with this generation, you could see a lot of the kids like they becoming entrepreneurs. Like they create a hair business, nail business, like people trying to have their own boxing gym, and they only like 20 years old. So I feel like we need that to continue us to grow, in my opinion.
So that being said, when you think about like where you from, I mean, so you basically saying you think it's better now than it was in the past?
Like the environment, yes,
Yeah,
but
the environment.
culturally, no, but environmentally, like I would say is a lot better because it looks better. Like if you compare Harlem 125th Street to like 149 in the Bronx,
Yeah.
you see nothing but crackheads on 149. Like they fiend out literally. But if you compare it to like 125th Street, where you got a lot of these great things going on, like it make kids want to explore, want to like do better for themselves, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good point because the last time I went to Harlem, I thought I was in Europe, man. I was shocked. I thought I was in Europe.
Oh man, nah, Europe is crazy. Nah, Europe is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, but
But
and
go ahead.
yeah, like I run outside. I know a lot of my friends. They bougie, like they run in the gym or they go upstate. Like I be calling one of my man side dude. He be upstate running because like just like the environment we live in. But for me, I want to be able to feel comfortable in my hood running outside, and like and when I'm running through Harlem, like from the Bronx to Harlem, because I went from the Bronx to Harlem, and it's just nice to get a better view.
Yeah,
So
that's good to hear, man. Because the main thing, man, like you just said, it's a good place where you don't have to worry about getting hurt, man. Because some of the stuff I was hearing about East New York was like sickening, bro. Cats getting cut in the back of the head at the movies, like
yeah,
getting
it's
pushed in
crazy
front of the
out here.
train. Sent to my man BVO Boxing, man. But let me ask you this: what do you think about Shakur's last performance, man?
Yo, damn, it's so hard to say because like I feel like everybody hold him to the highest expectation, and like he boxed like so beautiful. Like I can't lie, the boxing, he's on another level. But it gets to a point where like either the boxing world is gonna have to do two things. They're gonna have to put him against a pressure fighter who can't stop coming forward to force him to brawl or sit in the pocket, or he gonna have to like switch up his team a little bit and get somebody who can make him explosive and throw more punches. Cause from my boxing IQ, the reason why a lot of people like Hitchison, like Shakur, like a lot of these fighters, the reason why they could go so many rounds is because their output is not a lot, but they're so accurate. But to get that knockout, you either need you need power, and if you don't got power, then you gotta be elusive. You gotta be able to throw punches in bunches, and he don't let his hand go enough. Like I don't know.
Because I like Africa. I wish Africa would fight like he do in the gym, live under the lights. Because in the gym, it's everybody's an SOB. He'll smack you and blah blah blah. He get in the doggone ring and it's like I'm trying to find my pillow. So tell us what it's like because I seen him spar and he's vicious when he's in there sparring.
Yeah.
Why does it seem like there's two Africans? What do you think that's about?
You saying like why is it different? Like
yeah, I'm saying what's the difference from like sparring to being under the lights? What would you say the biggest difference for you is on that?
I feel like when you sparring, it's different. Like the gloves is different. Like people don't realize it, but them 16s, it make a big difference between weighing 10s and 8 ounces. And then there's no headgear. And then you gotta remember, like, it's just the atmosphere. Like, it only take one punch for real. And when you get hit, like, everything go out the window. So I feel like in the gym, he could do more because he know he working. But
Gotcha.
he could do more. He could take risks, you know. But when you under those lights, it's like if you take a risk and something bad happen, then it's like damn, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I really, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Now I feel like it really depend on boxing is shifting. That's what people not realizing. Like all the best fighters that's in right now either lost or got dropped. It's only like a handful now. Everybody like and you starting to see like look at Inoue, like his last fight. He got dropped and then he came back and he did his thing. You feel me? Like there's a lot of these fighters that's now showing that it's not the Mayweather era anymore. Like you could get hurt. Like it's possible, you know, and you could come back. So
I'm glad that you're a young fighter, and I'm glad that you noticed that, because that's how it was back when me and Free and Crush and BVO was watching boxing when we were younger. People would it wasn't that many undefeated fighters. It wasn't that many fighters that haven't been down. It wasn't that many fighters that hasn't been rocked. Floyd made it to where you got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm glad that y'all young boys are getting back banging and doing all what you're supposed to be doing, because that's exciting for us, and we'll pay
Right.
you money for it. You know,
Hey.
you sacrifice yourself in the gym every day training. Then when you get under them lights, we'll pay for it. You feel me? If you do the right things. See, now BVO get up here. He doesn't like Shakur Stevenson. I appreciate it.
That ain't true. That ain't true.
I appreciate it what Shakur Stevenson did, because I appreciate that kind of style of boxing. But
Yeah.
I'm in the minority when it comes to that. It's not very many people like me. Maybe Free. I don't know Free, but I know BVO doesn't like it. He hates it. BVO go he go gets his blanket and pillow. He be sleeping 2 rounds, you know. And I know Shakur can be hard to watch if you're not. Listen, I watched the fight in my movie theater. My grandfather, I swear to God, on everything I love, by round 2, 3, he was cooked already, going. I was like, damn, we didn't even get in it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I'm one of them fans that actually appreciates that kind of style, what Shakur does, what Devin does, you know, and I like Tank too. You know, I like them guys, you know, Abdullah and all them.
Yeah.
But I'm one of them cats that appreciate that kind of style.
Now, but
ahead.
if you think about it, like Devin, the difference between Devin and Shakur, Devin not scared to take risks. Like he don't got power, but he doing what he got to do.
Yes, facts.
If he feel like he need to get you out of there, he can possibly. He gonna try, even though he don't got the power. Like
he tries.
And I feel like low key Hitchison too. Like I don't think his last performance really displayed that, because he was up against a hard hitter, but like against Bowser, I think his name was, or whatever. Like he showed like the punch output could be there, and like I genuinely do feel like though it is a mixture, because what's the point of making so much money and you punch drunk, or
right?
You know, so
hold on, Sharif. Now I can't hear that from everybody else, not from you. The way you in there beating people to death, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, now, hey Reef, let me ask you a question.
Oh man, go ahead, Prof. I'm asking a question at you.
All right, yeah. How do you feel about Shakur going back and forth in his corner with his grandfather, and then you seen a little bit of it after the fight, where he going back and forth with the best fighter in the world, Terrence Crawford, and one of the former best fighters in the world, Andre Ward, telling him the same thing that we're sitting up here saying. How do you feel about that, going back and forth with your trainer? You don't do stuff like that, right?
Nah, personally, like when I'm in the corner with my trainers and my coaches, like I'm really like absorbing, because, and this is like, I have 2 really good coaches, like John and one of my close friends' name is Jojo. They always in my corner. And what they told me is like, the reason why we're in your corner is because we see things you don't see yet. So like, it may be uncomfortable, but you got to try it. And I feel like if you going back and forth with your trainer, you can't really focus. That means you being like you being arrogant, you know?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree to that because like one, you taking away from your recovery time. Like that time you spent talking, you could have been getting the energy to throw punches. But
I like that.
That's a good
I
point. That's
like that.
bars. Over the head bars.
I like that. I like
yeah,
that. I got a question for you. The one.
yeah.
Here's the question. Besides the era that you went, right?
Mm-hmm.
What other era would you love to box in, and who would have been the main person you want to face?
Yo, who I want to see like in the ring?
Who would you who what other era would you want to fight in, and who would you want to face as
Oh,
their opponent?
yo, 100%. I'm not even going. Like that's a no brainer. Marvin Hagler had to see me. Like I swear to
Word.
God.
Oh
Yo,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
like, yo, you don't understand. And like, shout out. I feel like what really got me on another wave was just realizing, like, I like going against people who feel like they got none to lose. Marvin Hagler, when he used to fight, he had none to lose. You feel me?
Ooh.
And like, and people don't understand this, but like, people who are actually in tune with boxing and like really love the sport, they're actually smart individuals when you talk to them. Like Bud,
Yes,
Mayweather,
that's
Boots,
true.
and like this shit, like this actually builds your mental. Like, so being in the ring with him, anybody who boxes me, you can ask them. Every round I change. I don't fight the same from round 1 to 12 or round 1 to 10 or 1 to 8 or 1 to 6, 1 to 4. I switch it up every round. And I feel like with him, I would have had to create a different game plan every round. And I would just have loved to like, you know, to go through that like experience, like just for myself.
Mm.
And you
I
know,
get
Wow.
I wouldn't beat me if I didn't say this, Reef, man. You know, Roy Jones would have beat the life out of Marvin Hagler. You know that, right?
I
Oh no.
disagree.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Oh, here we go.
I
Here we
definitely
go.
disagree.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Roy Jones, nah, I definitely
At
disagree.
160? At 160?
Yeah,
Oh my
Roy was
God.
sharp. Roy was sharp, bro.
Bro, he was sharp, but you gotta think about it. Like, you got like it's cool to throw mad punches, but you got somebody who will hit you midway in between your punch, and like not just once, but like 3 different times, like in 3 different areas that you're not used to getting punched in, like in your ribs, in your head, back to the middle of your stomach. Like that's insane, bro.
Do you think Roy could have hurt Marvin?
I think Roy couldn't hurt him, but I think he could outpoint him. But I do think he would have got tired because Marvin don't stop coming.
Nah.
He don't stop coming. That's dangerous, bro. And then
He
his
busts
brain,
up real easy, but other than that,
they did a scientific theory on his brain, like how his brain, like the layer from his brain to from the skin is like 3 inches or something.
Yeah.
So that's why it was hard for him to get knocked out or anything, because his like I don't know, but
he can take a punch, bro.
yeah,
That's why he can get knocked down and get right back up. That's why he didn't have a problem with getting back up because of what you just said. They did something explain about his cranium. That's
yeah.
I'm glad you're a student of the game too.
That's
Reed.
crazy. I never
That's
knew
going to
that,
take
bro.
you a long way in the sport. That's going to
Yeah.
take you a long way in the sport.
So you being a student of the game, I'm sure you like the traditional boxing, man, where they come forward, you know, middle of the ring, or do you like that boxing? I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna run from you.
Yo,
it ain't running. Don't set the question up like that.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's never one way. Like there's sometimes I like to bang, and then there's sometimes I like to like box and really show. Like the thing about boxing, I box when I want to embarrass you, and then I like brawl when I want to get you out of there. But they're both satisfying to me. But if it was up to me, I like being in the middle of the ring. Let's handle that. You feel me?
See, you're a real fighter, man. That's why I like that, man. You're a real fighter.
Yeah.
Hey, I got another cool question for you, man. Because you call yourself the one, right? Now I'm sitting here thinking of reasons why you call yourself the one. But before I give you what I think it means, or probably a part of the meaning, won't you break it down to us and explain to us why you call yourself the one?
All right. So it's more so like I think I was born for it. So my last name is One, right? Because I'm African, and like that's where like
Okay.
that's literally my family's last name. But I think like I always saw myself being an athlete. Like my friends used to tell me like, yo, like they used to be like, that sound mad crazy. Imagine you coming out and they being like Sharif One, like because they didn't know how to pronounce my last name either. But when I got into boxing, like a lot of my coach used to tell me like, yo, if anybody could make it, it's you. Like you the one, like you the Messiah. You the one who could get us to where like people never been. Cause you learn fast, like you learn fast, you got grit, you got dog, and you smart. So it's only you. And I feel like one day I just had to decide for myself, like one of my mans, he told me this. He was like, if not you, then who would it be? You know? And then that's when I really started embracing the name The One, because like, if not me, then who? You feel me? So
Right.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you
Your
this
next,
real quick before
hold
Crush
on,
go. Cause
real,
go ahead, Crush. Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Crush.
BVO.
No, I was
Real
gonna
quick.
ask you, man. Go ahead, Crush.
No, you got it, BVO. I
Okay,
take it
no,
after that. Go ahead.
no. I was gonna ask you, man. I seen when the kids gave you those chunks, man. And did you cry after that, man? Because it looked like you was Chinese. It looked like you was about to cry, man. Did you end up crying after that,
yo, I'm not yo. First of all, I want to give a quick shout out to Rocky, because I don't know if y'all know this, but I work in the middle school, and um I didn't know how I felt about getting boxing into the school, because I didn't really want them to think that boxing is all about fighting, because like it's an art to me. So like I didn't think that they will understand at that level and at that age like what boxing is really about. But she came in there and we did it together, and we hosted the program with my principal. And when they designed those shorts and they made it for me, I was like, I never would have thought I would be in that position. And it made me happy to know that like I played an influence, because believe it or not, they may not be boxers, but they may design shorts now for athletes, or they may end up working
Right.
for all of these any of these companies one day just because of that experience. So I did tear up a little bit, and when I fought there, it was actually one lady from Philly that came out to the Bronx to fight. She's mad dope too, but it was a very good experience, like to witness that. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow. I mean, to get honored like that so early in your career,
Yeah.
that's saying something. That's a sign. Now getting to back to your name, and you explained to us what you do in the ring, and
Mhm.
the reason why your name fits you, not because you pronounce it that way, but the one, because one thing you said, I switch up every time. So you only
Mhm.
gonna see this one time. And then the next
Mm,
round, you're gonna see that one time. And then the next round, you're gonna see that one time. I like that, man.
I
The
like
one,
that.
and I feel, yeah, bro. So they got something to watch out for. So
No,
I'm up on you, dog. We got you here, dog. We gonna
not
keep up with you and everything,
not,
man.
and that's a fact. And I'm actually getting ready to turn pro. And like the thing is that um people gonna say I'm real crazy for doing this, but this is my ideology, and like I respect everybody who go out and do their thing. But just like, and I don't want to have no problem with USA boxing, so I don't know if I should really say this. I'm just saying my truth. Uh,
Right.
I was never a big fan of nationals. Um,
Okay.
the reason being because uh, it's not realistic for me, and the
Gotcha.
reason why I say that is because when you start to box, I'm about to give a prime example, and it's some really good fighters. But if you look at a lot of these Olympians, it's hard for them when they go pro to get knockouts. And the
Mm,
and the only person that I know who still have a knockout style is Khalil Cole. And the only reason I
okay.
feel like that was because he changed his style back to where he came from. And if
Mm,
you look at it, like when you fight nationally, you basically trying to survive one day to the next. You're not really trying to like kill, you know. And when you start to develop that national style, is a point system. But when you go to the pros, that take away from like your damage, like what you can actually really hurt people with. Like if you look at Troy Isley, he's fundamentally sharp as hell. But why he not catching like big knockouts? And that's because like that Olympic style, it teaches you to like snap back too fast to where the power doesn't show. Even Keyshawn Davis,
So
like
it takes away from the tenacity. I got you.
exactly. And like Keyshawn
They're not
Davis, one
teaching
of
them
my
how to sit on their punches.
yeah, literally, yup. Because you gotta be in and out. You gotta be in and out, right? That's why you don't see a lot of Cubans become like world champions like that anymore, because it's different in the pros. Like, and for me, I never wanted to go like to nationals as much. I went and I was placed, like I made it to the semifinals. But for me, it was like I want to get as much experience as I can. I was fighting overseas in Africa and Dominican Republic and PR, so I could know what to expect. But like I wanted to, like, I was more so trying to get my experience so that I could display everything I got now that I'm starting to get in that pro level. You feel me? But
that's what's up. Shout out Tay and shout out the Melanin Queen.
I never thought about that, man. You really dropped some jewels on us, because they do change your style to that amateur style. And like you'll be like Van Haney and Shakur, you'd be like that bing, 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 bing. It's a good point. Hey, you sharp, man. The boy's good.
Yeah.
Very sharp. Very sharp.
Look
very
at Tank.
sharp.
Look at Tank. That's a great example. Like Tank was like, nah, I'm turning pro. And look at what he's doing.
Yeah.
If you look at
you got a Hawk eye view on his boxing, man.
I'm about to have in a chokehold. Watch.
So let me ask you this. When I got one of my co-hosts, man, he always hate on this guy. What do you think about Canelo, man? You think Canelo's pound for pound number one?
Do I think Canelo's what?
Pound for pound number one?
Nah.
You said that.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. He done turned into Bernardo.
Quick and simple.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Explain, explain why he's not. Tell BVO why he ain't number one.
Yeah,
please.
Tell Bernardo why he's not number one pound for pound.
Nah, for me, it's like I feel like Canelo, he had too much like going on in his career. One, I don't think he accomplished a lot in the sport, but when it came to challenges that he had to overcome, he fell. And I would say like we're in a different wave. Like you got fighters who's like doing more than him, who's accomplishing more right now. Like if you look at Terrence Crawford, he started at 135. Look at where he's at now. He's fighting all the way up 154, going crazy, like beating the best of the best, undisputed, like not ducking no fights. Like you look at Inoue, like it's so many great people that's like, and I feel like the losses too and the way he losing is like I don't agree to it. I don't know.
He gets smoked, in other words. You know, that's just what happens.
Hey, you cold-blooded one. You my brother. I can't believe you did that. You a turncoat.
I mean, that was just the honest truth, BVO.
No, he
You're
ain't
the only
no
one on this
turncoat,
channel that
BVO.
thinks he's number one. He's the only one on the channel.
Yeah, but if
he ain't no turncoat. You on my sparring session for that, BVO. You got to get him, Juan, for calling you turn.
But Canelo,
you in a body shot.
Canelo is an amazing fighter, though. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
okay, you're right. There you go.
Like, it's not like I'm saying he's trash. It's just like I think that the reason why people weren't able to like get him where they want him is because of the wave of fighters that came in my opinion. Right now, boxing is heating up crazy. Like, if he would have been in this era, I feel like it would have been a little bit different. But hey,
you think he would have stopped more people?
I think. Nah, let me be quiet. I don't want no beef with Canelo. but like,
don't worry about him, man. Say what you gonna say. Ain't nobody worried about no Canelo.
You ain't gotta worry about Canelo. His skills is like that. He ain't fighting you. Your skills like that. He ain't fighting you. You ain't gotta worry about it.
Nah, because think about it like this. Imagine Canelo at one. Canelo started at 147, correct?
Right.
Imagine Canelo when he first started at 147 versus Boots at 147.
Stop him.
Boots whooping his ass.
Or
Boots whooping his ass.
Or imagine Earl Spence fighting Canelo at 147.
Earl whooping his ass.
He hurt Earl, man.
He hurt Earl?
He hurt bad.
At 147?
You think Canelo? We talking about the best dude fighting right now?
Everything the one just said.
Exactly. Thank you, D3. I was waiting for the sound bite to come through, but BVO was hating. He ain't want to throw the sound bite for the young brother because he was hating. You know what I mean? But don't worry about it. We
BVO doesn't try to force you to say Canelo's number one, and when you tell the truth, it kind of hurts his feelings. So we can
shout out to Canelo though, man. Canelo, he doing great things for the sport. He's getting people to actually.
He ain't doing nothing great for the sport. He ducking the fights. What is he doing great?
He's never ducked anybody, man. That's crazy.
He ain't ducked Benavidez.
He ducked Benavidez.
He ain't ducked Andre for $40 million for undisputed at 160.
Don't get me started. Whoopsie daisy. Don't get me started.
Don't get me
started. You can pull the layers back, BVO. We can run a marathon on ducking.
And he ducked Bevu too. Don't forget that. Bevu said,
"Yeah, he ducked that rematch. ASAP.
Let's get the rematch."
He was too big. He was too big.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that, BVO.
Yeah,
we got company, man. You still don't know how to act. Ain't that something? How you gonna have company and you still don't know how to act? Ain't this something? You gonna have to excuse him, man.
But I come down to 68 and fight at weight class.
What is the thing about it, man? When we talk about Canelo, we gotta remember, man, this dude beat Austin Trout, who was a monster. Smoke, cigarettes,
Austin Trout. Like
I think that's probably his best win.
He beat Miguel Cotto.
And he barely won that fight.
Right.
He talking about?
Hold on one second. He beat Miguel Cotto to death. And
Cotto was done.
He was a middleweight
champion. Cotto was done.
Wasn't that fight a split?
Cotto was past his prime, BVO.
Yeah, Cotto was definitely past his prime.
Was that?
Oh,
but was the fight even a UD though? Was it a UD?
Don't feed into what they doing, man.
Nope, it was a split. Ain't don't feed into it.
Right?
We need to feed you the truth.
You know what they doing, man? They're trying to come between us. Man, I ain't gonna let them separate us, man. You know me and you agree, man. I ain't gonna let them do it, man.
You starting to turn into Tim Bradley. What you doing?
He's turning into Milk Dud. BVO
he turned into Stymie. Like my man said, that he turned into the second Little Rascal.
But let me ask you this, though, man. Let me ask you this. So when you think about coming over here, what was the biggest difference culturally, man, from coming from, the big continent? I think you were from Cameroon, right?
Nah, Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. So what was the biggest thing culturally coming from the Ivory Coast to here?
Coming from Ivory Coast to here, I would say, in like terms of boxing or just in general?
Just in general, because I know you spent enough time there to kind of know the difference. That's what I'm saying.
I would say it's the culture shift for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm coming from a place where like I don't gotta cook for myself. Like we have maids over there who cook for us. Like we pray together. Like for Fajr, for Maghrib, for Isha, we pray together. Like we like it's so welcoming in Africa. Like everybody working as a team. So when you get here, and you kind of gotta like be on your own.
Fend for yourself.
Yeah, you gotta fend for yourself.
Real quick, for the people that don't know, can you tell how old are you?
I'm 25, just turned 26. So yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
26.
So you gonna go more when you go to the pros? Are you looking to get the toughest fights right away? Or you gonna do like a shoot and take your time?
Nah, don't do that. Shushu want the biggest names, man.
There you go.
He just
Hey, BBO, don't be dissing my man Shushu, man.
We love Shushu, man. But shout out to East New York.
Nah. You know what's the thing? I feel like they promoting Shushu. They promoting Shushu very well. Like they see that he know how to.
Whoa, my God.
That's firework.
Ain't no shots fired,
right.
baby.
That's firework.
Right.
Oh,
that's firework.
Hey, I'm from the projects, bro. That don't sound like no fireworks to me.
BVO, you a savage. You
BVO, they probably bucking at you for capping.
Nah, but what I was saying about Shushu for real, I think they promote him very well because he know how to conduct his words. He's likable, you know, and he got that charisma, you know. So they know how to move people. Even if you look at like Abdullah Mason as well, like it's the same thing. So I feel like, but to answer your question, when it comes to me, I think I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. Some people may take that how they feel, but it's like whatever is going to get me in the right position, to where I need to be, you know. So,
right.
I think for me it's more so in and out. I'm probably gonna have more of an Andre Ward style into the game. I don't plan to be in there for that long, but
you're not talking about fighting like that, dude, are you?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I'm
wait. What's wrong with the way he fight?
He's horrible to watch.
Something?
Well, I don't think he fight. I just think he got a different style to me. So like Andre Ward, I feel like he was more of a boxer, but he had to force himself to brawl at points. You know, which got him back on like moving. But
he was really good at it when he had to do it.
Yeah, he was good at it when he had to do it. He had grit. He had grit.
Yeah, you mean he was dirty? That's what you're saying.
Oh man, nah.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
Andre Ward is the truth, man.
The last gold medalist for the men in this country, and this is how BVO treats them with a guest in the house. And like Chris said, we don't know how to act. And he's gonna send BVO to the room.
And shout out to Andre Ward. He came to the Bronx to promote his book. He didn't have to do that. He could have chose other places. I'm pretty sure he did, but him coming to the Bronx to one of my man's Eric Kelly gym in South Box and just promoting that was something you should see, you know.
Shout out Eric Kelly.
Shout out Eric Kelly.
Canelo ain't never do that.
Yeah, Canelo ain't do that.
Canelo don't come tap into the hood in the urban hood.
Well, you're not from here. What you expect?
It don't matter.
Neither is Andre Ward. Andre Ward ain't from the Bronx. He ain't from the Bronx either.
Well, you can't tell, man. It's so many blacks and Spanish guys. He fit right in. You wouldn't know.
I feel like, yo, there's my personal opinion. I wish boxing had like, I wish it was like a league, like
an umbrella.
Like, you know how we got like the NBA,
the shield. You want a boxing needs a shield, like the NFL shield, like the NBA logo, like the Major League, their logo. They're protected by a shield. And boxing is the Wild Wild West, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but
with all the money the Turkey man got, I don't even think he can make that happen. Everybody's not going to cooperate.
Nah, but I don't know if y'all know about this. They created this new league called Team TCL, Team Combat League.
Yeah.
I think shout out to Coach Wavy. I don't know if y'all know him, but
heard of Coach Wavy.
He a legend, man. We know him, man. You know that, bro. You know who he is.
Shout out Price. Shout out my boy Price, also doing his thing in that, and going pro simultaneously with the two. But I just felt like that's a good like segue to start it. They just need they need people with money. You feel me?
They need funding.
They need funding.
Shout
Matter of
out
fact,
to TD Sports. He said Ward and Kelly came up through the amateurs together, and the name of the league is Team Combat League. Pistol Pete was in that. That's what brother TD said.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Speedy Rashidi Ellis is in that right now.
Yeah, he is. I saw him in that joint.
I hope he can get some get back, man, because he was playing around in that last fight to me too much, and that's what ultimately cost him. But
that was some years ago, man. But let me ask you this.
Let me get back.
Man. Let me ask you this, man. So we see so many good things from you, man. And I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, and I want to know this because you're already a grown man. Are you gonna be able to balance like family life and being able to box when you're already grown? You think you be able to balance that?
So the thing is, I'm starting to put myself in a position to be ready to box for a time. I already know the sacrifices I gotta make because one thing about me when I do something, I like to be all in. And for me, from my personal opinion is I could be a teacher at 80 years old. I could be a teacher at 60, at 40. I can't box past 40. You know, I don't want to box past 40, should I say, you know?
For sure.
So I feel like as I'm starting to get in more intensive fights and bigger, like maybe bigger contracts, as I start to get into that pro career, I would start to find other ways to balance my life to make sure that I could focus fully on boxing. If that makes sense.
So that being said, do you kind of worry about relationships, like, because you know once you get a woman or something, it's a whole different game, or are you gonna have that expectation already set?
Not like
I gotta ask you the tough questions, man. I gotta do that.
Oh man, that's a
wait. What did he just ask you?
He asked me
how he gonna be able to handle that because women kind of take that time. They need that time.
Yeah, he knows that.
I feel like the right woman will know what comes first and what's important, you know. And when that time comes, if I feel like I can't balance the two, then one got to go.
And the reason I say that is because what you are embarking on is a marriage in itself. When you are boxing at this level, you talking about you willing to put your heart, life, and soul into this. So what I'm saying is, have you kind of, like I heard you said that you kind of in the process of doing it, but is that really set where everybody knows, hey, these next say 5-6 years, I'm married to this game? Because there's gonna be some nights you gotta run. There's gonna be some nights you gotta, go out there and spar.
Yeah, I feel like I never had that problem. Like in a relationship, like my lady will come to the gym when I'm sparring, tough sparring. When I gotta go run outside, I'll come back. I'll have a meal when I come back, waiting for me. I feel like what a lot of people don't understand is that it is possible. You just gotta know how to like communicate. Yeah, I'm gonna answer the question about Arnold. We supposed to be getting in work, but back to the question. Like for me, once I set those expectations, I never had somebody violate those expectations. Or me saying like, yo, I gotta wake up early morning to run, or she calling my phone and asking me where I'm at, because they already know I'm in the gym. Like I post about it, I talk about it. And then I think my partner loves to see how much I care about boxing. Like if you were a woman and she loves, like she's happy to see you happy doing the things you love to do, then that's the partner for you. I don't know. I like my shorty being in the gym watching me spar. Maybe it's because I'm good. Like I don't know. But and then if you can't handle that pressure, how you gonna handle the big lights? That's how I think about it. So I think it's just opinionated based off of like what type of person you are.
But let me ask you this. So we all have seen, when the kids gave you the stuff, you were crying. We thought you were Chinese for a second. So with a guy with a big heart, what you gonna do when that new money comes to you, man? Are you gonna be able to balance that? Because when you're from the hood like us, man, everybody's gonna be asking, are you ready for that kind of pressure as well? Because that's something that's gonna really come for a guy talented as you.
Yeah, like I don't care. I don't really care about money for real. Like I told my mom this. Like I love boxing just because I love boxing. Like but when that big contract do come, I always told my mom like if I signed a big contract and I got like 50 mil, as long as like my family can have the money, I could die the next day. I would be satisfied. I swear to God, wallahi. But like to answer your question, like I do want to build like masjids in Africa. Like I do want to build schools. I do want to give back, and then like cause for me that makes me happy. Like designer, like yeah, I like designer and it's cool and all that, but at the end of the day, if you look at like a lot of these great figureheads, they didn't care about the money. The money always gonna come. Like in the Quran, it says it's gonna be days where you're gonna be rich, where you're gonna be poor when you got it and you don't got it. So like for me, I wanna be able to have those connections where like I don't need money. Like there's a lot of my friends that they so well connected that they go into restaurants, they don't need money. They eat for free because of like their stature, like who they are. Look at Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne goes somewhere, like he don't gotta worry about nothing. So I don't care to give. Like I wanna help businesses. I wanna help people get a higher education. I wanna be able to start scholarships in my name and create generational wealth. Cause when I die, the money ain't going nowhere. So I might
Salute
as
to the
well
dream.
build.
Well, the reason I say that, because you know how in the Quran it talk about not overloading that camel, man. And the reason I say that is because say you get, for me, say you make $2 million, right? And you in New York, Uncle Sam gonna take at least half. So then you get your crib, you get your car. I'm saying, what about those people? What happens a lot of times, what about those people who want money that you don't necessarily have yet? Because that's what happens a lot with fighters and anybody in sports. You notice, I know you've seen that before, where cats think you got something that you necessarily don't got. You might got some wrist wear on, you might got the drip, but you really don't got it enough to really, help like that. So I'm saying, how would you navigate that? Which is a tough question, I know, but you seem like a smart brother. So I'm just wondering how you gonna, when you get the bag like that, how you gonna tell them, hey, I got it, but not enough to give you. How you gonna balance that little balance in that?
You just keep it a G, but it's also on how you move. Like if you waving a million around people's face, you think they're not gonna ask you for it? Like if you got on like 4 or 5 different Cuban links and you keep on pulling up to the hood with rented Benzes and rented Lamborghinis, like of course they're gonna ask you. Like now I'm not saying I won't do that to show my hood like what could come out of this, but I'm saying like you gotta know how to move. That's a problem with a lot of people in this generation. They don't know how to move. Like, but you gotta also know how to give as well. Like when you good to the people gonna be good to you. For me, so I never think about like keep like telling people like I don't got it. I think about a way that I could get more to like be able to give to people that I need to. But to answer your question, so I don't see why I'm avoiding it. It's just really communicate like, yo, I'm not up right now, but just know when that time come, you want to be able to ask me for what you need. Like, but just being transparent, like.
Yeah. That's a beautiful way to look at it. And the reason I say that is because I know it's a lot of cats get, a lot of static for the stuff that people think they got and they don't necessarily have it. That's why I say that, because they might see you with say you got an AP on. They don't realize that somebody might have gave you the AP. You know what I mean? Or you might have got it half off. You know what I mean?
Or you might have got it at an auction like I got my joint.
But that also come with knowing how to move. Like, I was watching something on IG, and I don't know it for a story, but I'm gonna give the gist. Like, they rented out a store downtown, like Manhattan.
Salute to the dream.
And then they bought mad shoes from Payless.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
They was charging them people like $400-$500 for them shoes.
$400-$500.
People was like, oh, these shoes are the most comfortable. And they got them from Payless.
Exactly. It was literally Payless shoes.
Literally. Like, they literally went to Payless, bought all the shoes, and set up a little store that looked like a designer type store. And then people flooded in there, and then people quadrupled their money.
Yup. And it's literally like how you move. Like if you know how to move and you're appealing to the public eye, then you're doing something right, you know. So it's like, but for me, I don't front till I got it. I just create my own wave. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I'm kind of like that. Now, who are some of the promotional companies that you would like to sign with? If you could pick any one of them, PBC, you got Top Rank, you got Eddie Hearn, you got Al Heyman, or not Al Heyman, but what's the other promoter?
Oscar.
Oscar and Floyd. What would you like to run with? If you could hand pick one of those companies.
if it was up to me, I would go with the Zone and Eddie Hearn. If it was up to me.
Why Eddie?
The reason being because, all right, here's the reason why I wouldn't go with the other companies, because I feel like Top Rank rushes you because of like they notice where they're going with their promotional company. Like Top Rank don't got that much longer, you know, so they rushing people.
You don't think so?
I feel like they rush a lot of people. Like,
hey, shit, you know, we gotta get our money, right? We gotta get our money back, right?
Yeah, but I feel like also it's like they don't do enough promoting.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Like,
true.
They don't do any. They don't do any.
If they did the proper promotion, they wouldn't have to fight so much. Like now, if you look at also, I feel like Oscar and Golden Boy, I would never go to Golden Boy. I'm so sorry. Like I saw what they did to some of my mans, and I can't do that. Also, Floyd, I want to side with Floyd because like just you know how they say like just because you're a good basketball player don't mean you'll be a good coach.
Right.
I'm gonna just leave that right there.
You cold, man. Hey, you cold blooded.
I like that.
You cold blooded.
No, I like that. I like that. I like that.
What about PBC?
Yo, drop
with
some
Al Heyman
flames.
in the PBC?
PBC not a thing no more. Isn't it like Amazon Prime?
No, it's still PBC on Prime.
No,
it's PBC on Prime.
They just that Amazon Prime is just their platform that they fight on.
It's just their
okay.
network.
I feel like I see where they going with it, but I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket just because Al Heyman is amazing. He does a lot of great things for, you know, diversity and my types of people. But Eddie Hearn, the way Eddie is moving right now, he's a young lion in the game. And when you with a young lion like him, and you get another like young lion like myself, it could be some great work to be done. So I would sign with Eddie, but my second choice would definitely probably be Al Heyman, just because of like his knowledge in the game and how much he have done for like my people.
Like, yeah, one of the brothers
so
in the
when we
chat
see you
said,
sign with Top Rank, what we gonna say then?
I'm be honest with you. I can't sign with Top Rank.
Everybody in your hood is with Top Rank, just about.
Like Top Rank, I don't know. Like I feel like Top Rank, they kind of slave people. Like you'll do real good, they'll build you up cool. They'll build you up cool, and then when your contract about to end, automatically you getting the hardest fight in the book. You know, like look at a lot of these fighters. You think I'm lying, but you could look at the pattern. Like it literally shows. Like,
you know, one of the brothers in the chat said that Eddie put you in them 50-50 fights.
But exactly, that's a good resume builder. Like, why would you want to take easy fights? Because then when it's time to get in there with a world champion,
you're gonna be smoked. Yeah,
you don't know what's
how do
going
you
on.
want to move when you turn pro? How do you want to move? Do you want to move quick? Do you want to take your time? Do you want to fight some guys that's 7-9, or you want to jump right out there like fighting like 8-rounders right out of the box?
I think in the beginning I want to move smart. Like,
yeah,
I want, you know, resume builder, and then I don't want to go no more past like 8 fights resume building. Like I want to start taking on challenges that's going like got a good career like Jaleel Hackett.
Yeah.
Like,
I like
shout
him.
out my man Pistol
I heard
P.
I heard you say something that talking about the promotional company. I wanted to ask you a question. I heard you say something, and I don't know if everybody missed it, but you said if you got the right promotional company, you don't have to fight as much.
Yeah.
Would you have a
We
problem
caught that.
promoting yourself, or do you have a problem with these fighters only fighting once a year or twice a year?
That's 2 questions or 1?
Yeah, that's what he do.
Two.
He Puerto Rican, man. You gotta watch him. He's sneaky, man.
Oh, damn.
That's
So
crazy.
You gotta watch him, man. That's my guy, man.
so the first question, no, I'm trying to clarify so that I can answer it correctly. So the first question is, am I okay with fighters fighting once a year, right?
Yeah.
Huh? To answer that
Are
question,
you okay with fighting once or twice a year?
no. It depends on what type of fight it is. So like Terrence Crawford shouldn't be fighting no more than twice in a year. Canelo shouldn't be fighting more than twice in a year. Now, Tank shouldn't be fighting more than twice in a year. But people who we gotta constantly see, because like Shakur should be fighting 3 times in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Hitchison should be fighting 3 times in a year. Gerald Anderson should be fighting 3 times in a year. Tyson Fury should be fighting twice in a year. It's like, so I don't know if that answers your question, but I do that.
Ask my question. I asked you to make a point, but the other question was, do you have a problem with promoting yourself? Because we know a lot of these promotion companies don't do good on promoting. So would you have a problem with promoting yourself, making sure your name get out there?
So it's like a 50-50 thing, because it goes back to a question I was asked earlier. Like, when you nobody want to have to focus on promoting themselves and training for a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine having to like cut 20 pounds and then go to a school to try to promote yourself for in the neighborhood, to promote yourself, to sell tickets, sell 20 tickets, sell 30 tickets. Like, that's overwhelming. That's taking away time from training. And then let's say you got a world title fight, or let's say you got a fight that, like, if you win that fight, that puts you on line for a world title. You don't want to have to worry about anything but whooping feet. You feel me? So
Right.
I feel like
the reason I asked you the first question, because we had this debate before, and
yeah.
I told BVO, once fighters get to a certain level, they only fight once or twice a year. They're not fighting 4 or 5 times a year. It's once you get to a certain level, because he always say, well, why these guys not fighting more? Well, when they get to a certain level, that's all of them. You just look at all of the top guys. They only fight like once or twice a year when they get to a certain level.
Well, let me ask you this, man. I'm gonna ask you this before you finish that. So I know you say you what 26, right?
Yeah.
So when you get to the pros, do you feel like, are you gonna be okay with that pressure they're gonna put on you, saying, hey, you got so much time, you gotta do this, you got, like, kind of how they did Tevin Farmer? Does that worry you at all?
Not really, because like I told my coach, y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy. I just had to talk with my coach about this. I said I want to fight my first year. Once I turn pro, I want to fight like 5 times, and like 4 or 5 times. And it's not like, when it's always hard in the beginning. It's always hard in the beginning, but that's the best time, because you learn adversity. You know how to, like, it keeps you in that grind mode. It keeps you focused. It keeps you locked in. And I feel like a lot, like, when people see your name occurring so much, that's how you build yourself. But I feel like with Tevin Farmer, he was doing amazing. You know what happened? He started getting too much into social media. Like, he started to I guess I would say getting to that other side of the world instead of focus on like he started to focus too much on the political side than the boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But Tevin Farmer's a great fighter. Like I feel like he's a great fighter.
Yeah, I like
And
Tevin too. He just took he was just in a tough. He just took a tough loss that could have went either way.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because what they do a lot of times, if you don't have the backing, and this is just me watching, you know, as an outsider watching, I've seen fighters have to take really tough fights because they don't necessarily have the backing of a promotional company behind them. And then they mess around and get an early loss that they probably shouldn't have got on a fight. I'm just saying, I know like people probably might not say it because it's not a cool thing to say, but I guess, do you worry about that at all? Because they say that with Sushi all the time, like he's too old to be a prospect, blah, blah, blah. He should be fighting the big dogs now. I'm just saying, are you worried about that pressure, people pushing you forward? Because you got a lot of talent. That's what I'm saying. Man.
Nah, yo, to be honest, between me and you, and I'm dropping gems right now, like, I think people lose because they don't do research.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't study their fighter. Like, I feel like they just train. I feel like they just train, and then like their coach is telling them a game plan, but they not really realizing it until it's too late. Like, I'm gonna give a good example. Lorenzo from Baltimore, like he's tough. He's actually really nice, but I feel like he became too accustomed because of like his amateur record and like his natural skills that maybe he don't take time to actually realize who he fighting, like what. And the coaches in the corner be giving great advice. They just don't follow it up. Like if you know if you know you're getting somebody who's a pressure fighter, that's angles off the hook all day, body stretch straight through the middle. The reason why Boots always get his opponent out so early, people don't realize this. Boots be doing research, bro. He don't just train like a crash dummy. His dad, his brothers, all of them, they be doing research on fighters. Yo, we're gonna catch the uppercut. We're gonna wait for the right moment. If you look at Boots fights, and then you look at like his training clips, you will see the exact moment when he's gonna catch the knockout because like they literally practice it, you know. So I feel like for me to answer that question, I'm ready for whatever they give me. I don't believe in like, oh, it's a tough fight early in the career because like that don't make sense, because that's like saying you shouldn't take every tough fight that they give you, but at a certain point, if the dollar makes sense, then you should be taking it, because how else are you going to push yourself? And that's just that.
I'm just saying that they tell you, if they say, hey yo, we want you to fight Mario Barrios for a title shot. That's what I mean when I say that, because what people don't see all the time is the whoever the A side is, they got their time to get there and get ready. It's been times that they had, replacements 2-3 weeks in. I'm saying, you ever worry about, they say, yo, we need you to come get a fight, 3 weeks notice, 2 weeks notice. That's what I'm talking about, stuff like that.
Yeah, nah, and me personally, like if I'm not prepped and somebody's like, yo, we giving you 3 weeks notice, and I wasn't preparing for a prior fight, or I'm just coming straight off a win and I was on vacation and I gotta jump in, I'm not taking that. Like I always believe in God's timing. Like I'm never going to rush my life for somebody else, you know?
I respect that.
Yeah, bro.
That's what's up.
People be like, yo, you never gonna get a title shot again. That's a lie.
That's cap.
That's a lie. Because if you got a great record and you whipping feet, they automatically gotta put you on notice. Like
yeah.
It's just people.
And that's why. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like, because me and Free disagree about this a lot of the times, and he has his good points and I have mine. Do belts matter in today's boxing world? And does belts matter? And how do you feel? Does belts matter to you?
I got two different opinions.
All right.
When you start in, belts matter.
Okay, thank you. That's my point.
You got to be like, yo, I was the WBC. I was a 3-time. I was a 4-time. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's your accolades. Like, but it gets to a certain point where like you also gotta be a businessman too. You gotta make your money. You feel me? And once you make that money, like look at Ryan Garcia. Like he doing some nonsense right now in the boxing world, but he really don't need to box anymore. Like he could literally retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a coward though, man. You know, he can jump off a bridge. He's a coward, man. The stuff he said about George Floyd was crazy.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
he said,
support that.
and he said some, and he says crazy stuff like that because he know it creates controversy in the boxing world, but more so he knows that like that's what's gonna boost his publicity, and like the boxing world is gonna call for him back, like you know, because they're gonna want to see him. But hey, man,
Yeah, but any of y'all got some other questions for the brother, man? We had him over an hour.
Yeah, I
Man.
got one. I got one more question. Before you jump off one,
yeah,
pardon me. Make sure you tell people where they can follow you at your social media.
Oh yeah, for
drop
sure.
all that.
Yeah, yo, I would really appreciate. I really appreciate if everybody follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is _ the THE only ONLY Reef RIFF _ again.
Can you type that in the chat, or D3? One of y'all, can y'all type that in the chat?
Let me see if I can do it. _ Yeah, mine don't work.
I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat.
Put the just add them in the chat. You know, and anything else you want to say to the team, to the people?
I just want to tell everybody, pro career is coming soon. I appreciate it if everybody be on the lookout for me. I just wanna take my own lane, and I appreciate it if people come out or invite me places to come spar, or going to camp. I've been in a lot of camps with different people, and I just want to show the world that anything is possible. So I appreciate everybody coming to the podcast, BVO. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. And I just hope to be here again. And I always say alhamdulillah, like without Allah, I'm nothing. So I'm just grateful, That's it.
And yeah, the brother, you gotta ask. You just type the questions in the chat, brother. He had one of the brothers. I don't know how to pronounce it. How you pronounce his name? I don't want to butcher his name in the chat. He said how he asked questions. Just type it in the chat. But I believe BVO about to end the show. But next time if you want to ask somebody
you
questions,
can ask a
type
question
it in the
real
chat.
quick. We got the
you got
chat
a question? Jala, how you say it? Jala, how you say that? Just type it in the chat. Yeah, type it in the chat real quick. If you got some questions for the chat.
Diallo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be your dog right there.
I just got the request on your Instagram to follow you.
Yeah, you'll probably get a bunch of requests in a little minute. I'm gonna do it when I get up out of here. I'm about to slide, hit the streets. So
yeah, man, he ain't about to do nothing, man.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm about to go to the dispensary to get my mind right, but that's hitting the streets. Yeah, I'm ripping and running. You feel me?
You know what that means? He about to go to Walmart and get some plastic bags.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Yo,
that's crazy.
I just followed you.
I'm a professional at my career. Yeah.
Hey, but the thing I gotta say is, man, much love, man. I'm so happy to see how you doing your thing, man. And
thank
you. Nothing but good things gonna happen to you. Hey, and just be careful at 47. There's a monster coming. I heard the T.O.'s coming at 147. So be very careful, man.
I sparred. I'm ready for all of them. Like people don't understand. I watch these guys, or I'm taking a shower. No freaky, no Diddy, but like I watch these guys when I'm taking a shower. I watch them before I go to bed, after I pray. Like I'm a student of the game. Like I'm waiting for these moments. You feel me? Like, so we'll see, man. I hope to see Theo. I hope to see. The only person I really wouldn't want to fight just because they really put me on the game for real is Hitchison. But if the money right, it makes sense.
We know you'll bust them up too if you have to. We know how you get down.
If the money right, then I'm gonna do it. But I appreciate everybody.
All right, and we going on that note, man. Peace.
All right,
we out.
Peace.
Yeah.
That I wasn't expecting that show.